it's Carrie Flatla here with Remax Real Estate Lethbridge and carrieflatla.com. So, a little bit of a snag in doing Friday Fire this week. It's actually Saturday, the day after Valentine's Day. It's actually, the reason that I'm doing it today is related to the topic of today's video, which is the real return on investment when you stage your Lethbridge home before you sell it. Last night on Valentine's Day, Friday night, my teammate and I spent a few hours getting a new listing ready and staged for sale for the market. So, we put in the hours because that's how much staging matters to us. So we'll forego dinner out with our husbands so we can stage a property. But there's some things that I think are being overlooked in the conversation about staging with marketing properties in real estate. There's a lot of questions whenever we're asking homeowners to do certain things or put in some work or some time or equity or money is, what am I going to get paid back if I do this? Why should I do this? Is it worth the effort? Is this just a trend or a gimmick? And it's really a good real estate agent's job to help you separate the wheat from the chaff, separate the gimmicks from the substance, and help you understand and execute on the things and strategies and tactics that actually will give you a return and help you sell your home faster for more money than if you didn't do those things. Because why do something if it's not going to get you a result? And I do see a lot of things being done out in the market that aren't really going to make a difference for the homeowner and in fact could hurt them. So why do we stage? Is it just so you can make more money? Well, it's kind of like saying, why do we renovate our home? In a flat market like Lethbridge, and I've talked about this recently, you're not going to make a big fat profit because you put some nice pictures on the wall or even because you spent $40,000 on a new kitchen. A month later, you're not going to make a profit on that. We stage your house for these reasons. Is, first of all, your very first showing is what buyers and their realtors are seeing online, both on the realtor system, on realtor.ca, on Facebook, social media, all the real estate websites. That's your first showing. Not when the buyer walks through the door, because the buyer's not even going to book a showing if the photos look really bad and they have 57 other homes to choose from in that market, in that price range. So a good realtor will help their buyers narrow down a list of homes for showing. And guess what? They're going to pick the homes that show the best for the best value. Why would I show you houses that look terrible when I have 57 other homes to choose from to show my client who maybe only has a day to look at homes because they're driving in from Calgary and they got 3 hours to find a house for their family? So your first showing's online. It's all about showings. You're going to get the best price for your home if you get showings right away and someone makes an offer quickly. The other reasons we stage. So when the buyer walks through the door, what are they seeing, feeling, noticing when they walk through your home? First impressions, like 30 to 60 seconds when they walk in, what are they feeling? And it's like dating or like interviewing people to hire them for a job. Within a minute if you like that person, if you want to hire that person, if you want to date that person, in 60 seconds. And houses are exactly the same way. If they walk into the home and it feels cluttered, they're disoriented, they don't know which room is for what, maybe it smells bad or it's very dirty, it looks like nobody cares about the home, that's their first impression. So how do you win them back after that? It's very hard to overcome that, okay? Buying a home is an extremely emotional purchase. It is the biggest financial purchase of most people's lives. So first impressions are absolutely everything. So you want to captivate that buyer quickly. Another reason we stage, and this really gets down to return on investment, is the longer your home is on the market, the more money you're spending on that home. Time is money. Time is money. So a staged home that looks great, and all the other things being equal, right? You still have to be priced correctly. You still have to have the home marketed correctly. You have to have the proper exposure for the home and all of those things. But if you assume all those things are done, if the home is staged well, you're going to get an offer more quickly. You know, we just did a home where the homeowner, you know, they got 2 little kids. They're very busy people. They had a great house, but, you know, they've been living in the house for years and years. And so it really felt like their house. So we spent quite a bit of time with them, and then they did quite a bit of work too to get the house ready and staged. And I tell you, it looked 10 out of 10 in the photos, and we got an offer in 1 day. 1 day. So the staging had a lot to do with it, because there was immediate interest in the home when it got posted online when we went to market. And what do you think that does for those homeowners? Because now, if everything goes final in 2 weeks, they only had to have their house on the market for 2.5 weeks, and they can move on. They can start packing boxes and move on with their life, which really addresses, you know, what was the root motivation for selling your home? Do you want to just sit on the market for months and months? Nobody wants to do that. It's not fun having people coming through your house for months on end, and then they start grinding you on price because you have a stale listing. So staging really creates a compelling value proposition for a buyer. It gets them through the door, and then it also sends a really strong signal to that buyer about your care and attention to that home. People want to buy homes that have been cared for, loved, and that people are proud of. So it's a very emotional thing. It doesn't mean you don't have to do all the other things like home maintenance and good marketing and all those things, right? And pricing it right and all of that, and finding that sweet spot. But the real return on investment with staging, the return on your time and investment, is selling your home quicker, having an excited buyer, having a great match between the buyer and the seller and the type of property, all of those things. You want a quicker sale. You want a buyer who is emotionally excited about being in your home. So that's the core of why we stage, because you have a much better chance of selling for top dollar in a shorter amount of time, because emotion creates urgency, and everything in sales is about emotion. The other thing with staging is not just the sexy things like, you know, the art on the walls and the cool accessories and the show home stuff, but you also want the house to be well prepared. So maintenance, recommended repairs from your realtor, cleanliness is huge. Cleanliness is huge. If you're competing with those 57 other homes, the cleanest home is going to sell first every time. The cleanest, most well-maintained home. So cleaning is part of staging. Again, it's not really sexy, but cleaning is part of it. So these are all things that just make for a quicker, more smooth transaction so that you can move on. Having a house on the market for a very long time is very, very difficult for homeowners. So, and then the other thing, if the house sits and sits for too long, now the perception in the market is that the house must be worth less than what it's listed for, and you're actually going to get less money for the home in the end than if we put in all the work and time and attention up front so that we hit the market 10 out of 10. So that's kind of my staging lecture for today. But if you have any questions, we're happy to help. CarrieFlatlaw.com or 382-7335. And I've got to get back to staging. So we will see you for next Friday Fire. And thanks for waiting till Saturday. Have a great weekend.